No!
How about this? The U.S. Park Police are
Let's start by storming Blackgate!
Pig is a 2021 movie starring Nicolas Cage and is about Nicolas Cage's character whose pig is stolen, and he must somehow try to find his pig and bring it back because the pig is really good at finding truffles, which in turn gives Nicolas Cage's character money and obviously a way of being able to support his lifestyle. This is a movie that, based on the trailer, I wasn't sure what to make of it because it almost gave me vibes of like John Wick, and truth be told, this is like the John Wick art house style version. By that I mean it's like a slow burn. It's more about the characters and like how they deal with things, the natural approach, more so than the violence. Because when you think of Nicolas Cage, you know that he has a lot of, at times, violent outbursts in movies. You know, you think about Mandy, how the first half was very artsy, and the second half was too, but the second half then was like a violent bloodbath. So you almost kind of think about that going into this movie, at least I did, because again, it's Nicolas Cage. But I have to say off the bat, this was a rock solid movie, and Nicolas Cage gives a very, very nuanced performance. I was honestly very impressed with his work in this movie. Definitely one of his best performances. He just has all these subtle things that he does that really gets us as the audience to really care and understand about his perspective. And I thought it really made for like a three-dimensional character that by the end you got everything he did, and there wasn't like a single beat where you were like, I don't know why he did that. So I liked that. And I also thought that the cinematography was very impressive. It started off very beautiful, almost like The Revenant, and then as the movie progressed, it got more and more dreary. A lot of colors started getting obviously taken out. I noticed the color blue was early on in the movie, and then as the movie progressed, it became more gray. And I like that because I thought, for me personally, it represented like the tone and how it got more serious because obviously he lost his pig. So I thought that that was something that was a really good artistic merit. The long takes were also pretty impressive. There was one long take in particular during like, I believe it was like a bakery shop that I thought was really cool because the camera didn't move at all. I love long takes, and I personally also, having done movies, I love long takes, especially that are constantly moving. But every now and then I do also like a long take that just is still, and it's literally just having us as the audience take in the scene and everything and nourishing all that's going on and being able to see everything. So I liked it. I thought that was a really interesting take. The lack of score, because don't get me wrong, there is a score, but the lack of score during certain scenes also I thought really adhered to like the sound design and like the lack thereof, because this is definitely a movie that's more about the natural approach of the sound. There isn't really a lot of like heavy effects, so to speak, or a lot of like heavy bass. And I thought that was interesting too. The approach of the movie also was, again, it was unique, and the fact that this was a first-time filmmaker, even more impressive, honestly. I was genuinely surprised by that. Now, I will say this. Going into the movie and coming out of the movie were two different things. Coming out of the movie, I couldn't help but say, this movie, in some instances, was a bit too slow for me personally, at least upon first viewing. Now, I know this isn't an A24 film, but I will say this very much so. With A24 films, there are times where I will watch an A24 film, and upon first viewing, I will think it's a bit slow. But then I will rewatch it, and I'll be like, I don't know why I had that as a criticism. So I'm going to say this right now. If I rewatch Pig, this criticism might not apply. It might not. But I'm saying for right now, upon first viewing, I couldn't help but say that there were some scenes that were a little bit too slow, or some scenes that it didn't really fully build to what I at least thought was the crescendo of like what it was trying to get to. I did like, though, how there was like one, not a twist per se, but there was one surprise towards the end that I thought was really effective. And then at the same time, again, you have strong acting, good filmmaking. It's just a movie that I am happy to say that I saw in theaters. I really can see why, you know, a lot of people are giving this a lot of high reviews and everything. I get it. It's a well-crafted film. For me personally, it's on the lower side of what most people are giving it, but for me personally, Pig, I will be giving a 3.75 out of 5-star rating, which gets the good old Texas Pete hot sauce. So yeah, I thought it was a solid movie. Not much to say other than what I said, at least for me personally. Go into it open-minded. If you are expecting an all-out action movie or like a Nicolas Cage crazy performance, you're going to be disappointed. This is a nuanced movie with a lack of violence, so take that for what you will. But guys, Pig, what did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, don't forget subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.